the Ring Fanatics Podcast, episode number 35. Nick, your host here, as always, accompanied by my co-host Joel. Before we even get started on this episode today, go ahead, give us a subscribe on YouTube if you're not subscribed already. I know there's a lot of people out there who aren't subscribed, who watch our videos. So go ahead and subscribe to us over on YouTube. Follow us on Spotify, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and anywhere else you can be found. So today's topic next week. I thought it was this week, but as I see here, the MLW draft, the Open Draft, is taking place starting next Thursday, May 20th, 2021, live on all MLW networks and all digital platforms. They had recently done their season finale. I know they recently got on Vice TV, and they're going to be continuing, I think, over the summer is when they're going to go back. And they're doing an open draft within the next couple of weeks to draft a completely whole new roster, obviously besides their champions already. So technically, like I mentioned to Joel before we started, they're going to be drafting literally any free agent in professional wrestling, whether it's international, in the States. Any person who's not signed to a company is allowed to get drafted. Don't know how many, like, I don't know what the rules are with this draft. That's not explained. I don't know what that part is, but I know anybody can get drafted and it's up in the air. It could be anybody. So I just kind of wanted to talk about like basically who we think can get drafted to MLW during this open draft. So what are your thoughts, by the way, on this? I know we were talking about it before. They are sponsored by Super Show, the game, in which we were just talking about as well. That's a big opportunity for them too,
Definitely,
because they've been around for
definitely.
how long? Like how?
They've been around for a good, like I want to say since 2016. So when I found out about them, it was around 2016. I saw them like at a couple of indie shows, but that's insane that they got like this big sponsorship. That's awesome. They're the
Yeah,
official card game of MLW. I
yeah.
mean, how
I mean, it does say that in their website. They're officially, I guess they're now working full time with MLW.
I
Uh,
guess so. I guess they'll have the superstars, the MLW
yeah,
superstars, on the cards.
yeah, that
And
is
if they
true.
still sell the ones from that they had before MLW, but that's awesome.
Yeah, that's cool. Looking forward to that. The draft coming up, like I said, starting next week, May 20th. No specific time announced, but it'll be on all digital platforms. What are you expecting out of this draft so far? I know I don't know. We don't know much yet, but are you excited about it? Not
I'm
excited?
I'm very excited. I don't even know like what's the full concept. Like
Yeah,
you say, anybody that's not signed, but there's a lot of people that aren't signed at the moment. You know what I mean? And a
yeah,
lot of big names, and there's a lot of big names that are currently on TV that aren't signed. That they're kind of like a tryout, as you will. Um, but I don't even know what to think of this. Like that's insane that they're just like throwing it up there and they're like, yo, we're drafting anybody. Like,
yeah.
of course, they're not gonna call somebody and be like, nobody's gonna find out they were drafted by MLW without being contacted
I mean, yeah,
beforehand.
yeah.
You know
It's
what
not
I
like a
mean? Like it's
surprise
not,
thing. Yeah,
yeah, it's not gonna be like, yo, we just drafted you, you're not watching. Like, of course it's gonna,
yeah,
but like I wonder who.
yeah,
You know what I mean? Like are they only looking at the big names? Are they looking at all the indies? Are they looking, like you said, international? Does that mean Mexico, Japan, all around the world? England, as we know, a lot of that, a lot of talented wrestlers are coming out of the UK now. Um, this is just it's a very exciting time, and this is very unique for the
yeah.
wrestling community.
I know the WWE does their own draft, and we've done an episode a while back on that, but
Yeah,
that's different. That's not like
it's you
signing random
know
people.
who yeah, you know who's in the
Who's
company.
yeah, yeah,
You know, like, okay, of course, Daniel Bryan's on SmackDown, so he's either gonna stay there or he's gonna go to Raw. There's only, you know what I mean? There's only two options.
yeah.
Here is like there's so many
People you can get.
there's so many people you can pick from. Like it's insane. So
Yeah,
who even knows what's like I just want to know what's the credential. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
what do you? Is there something like
Um,
that you have to reach? Is there like a amount of status you have to get drafted?
I let me search because I was trying to search up.
There's not
Um,
a lot of like it just came out the news, so
yeah,
it's like still brand new. There's not a lot of not a lot out there about it, like what's going on. So
yeah. So
we're still trying.
from what I see here, um, from ewrestlingnews.com, they say during Wednesday night's episode of MLW Fusion, I thought it was on Saturdays. Did not know they were still
No,
doing things on.
they're on YouTube still on
So they're doing two
Wednesdays.
shows a week, basically.
Yeah, but the ones on Vice are still throwback like this. They're not
Okay.
the current ones. I think after the draft, that's when they'll start putting the new episodes on.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. So it says it was announced that the company will be holding an open draft night that will take place on YouTube and on MLW.com. The purpose of this draft is to bring in free agents, top international wrestlers, and phenomenal prospects. Additionally, the MLW has a lot of potential options to work, having reconfirmed their working relationship with Dragon Gate in March and the history of working with AAA. So they can definitely, they're probably going to look at those type of uh of superstars to work with. Like I said in AAA, they
Yeah.
might go looking at the Dragon Gate stars. They might even they said phenomenal prospects, so they probably be like people who we don't even know. Maybe the up and coming wrestlers that we see not on a daily basis on TV or like a couple of you know rising stars.
Yeah, which I'm down with. I love that.
Completely fine with. So if you were to choose anybody to kind of like call up, not call up, to just see get a chance to wrestle there on a big platform that they're about to do, um, who would you want to see there in MLW?
There's so many people out there at the moment. And there's so like I would love to see, of course, the indie guys that we see here in New York um get drafted and get that opportunity to be on that big stage. But of course, there's so many wrestlers in the world. You know what I mean? And there's so
Yeah,
many to pick from. And then again, who signed, who's not? That's the big question because as I said earlier, there's a lot of people that are on TV but aren't signed. There's a lot of people that are wrestling in AEW right now. I'll just be straight to it. AEW that it's kind of like a tryout. There,
yeah.
it's really the ones that are on Dark and oh my god, the name is slipping from me.
Elevation.
My name Elevation, yeah.
Yeah,
So a lot of them are like that's their tryout. They're not really signed wrestlers. So there's a lot of them that who knows might get the call from MLW. Will they now the question is will they take it or do they think they got a shot at the AEW thing? That's on them. But I'm trying to think like who would I want to see get that? Do you have any like people right off the top of your head that you're like I would love to see them right now?
I mean, it would be not like yeah, I kind of love to see, but also like interesting to see because see them wrestle again. One of the people is I think I might have mentioned him in the past to signing with the company. Enzo
Okay.
Amore. I feel like he should. I don't know if he still wants to wrestle. I don't know
He
if he
should get
still
another
is.
shot at like
Yeah. So
I
if he
feel you.
gets back into wrestling, um, maybe uh, maybe he'll get back into it. I love to see him on TV again. Doing his thing, cutting his promos, and just being Enzo. Like I'm missing Enzo on TV and cutting his awesome promos that we've seen every week. Um, but there's a lot of people because I don't think they're gonna get some big names to their company. Now, I don't think
Oh,
there's gonna
of
be a lot of
course.
them, but they're probably gonna go after people who are like kind of like mid to not so mid, like in terms of popularity. I don't think they're gonna go after the big names. I think they might go after. I mean, he just lost a title from them, Leo Rush.
Oh
Even though
yes.
I mean, they might draft him to the company, even though they're trying looking for new superstars.
Or didn't he just lose it
He lost it to
yesterday?
I think
Right?
this week I believe it was.
Yeah. I was about
So
to say to Myron Reed.
yeah, Myron Reed.
I had to think of the name. Yeah, but I remember seeing. I haven't watched the episode yet, but I saw photos of him floating around.
Yeah.
So
But the thing is too, they gotta draft like it's not just singles competitors, it's tag teams too. They got a tag team division and everything. So you
no,
gotta think
yeah,
about like how many like singles competitors they can draft, how many women they can draft. Because I don't think they have a women's division, right?
I
Don't think they have a
they
women's division.
do, they do, but they don't at the same time. I don't think they have it at the moment.
They're trying to get one up. Is that
Like
what you
I
think?
know, I think I do think they had one though. If I'm
I
not
remember seeing them
mistaken,
too, but I don't think it was like a full roster. Like they just had people like women just come in and wrestle there and do their
that's
thing.
true. I'll be straight up. I love MLW. Not like I know about. You know what I mean? Like I
Yeah,
don't
yeah,
know
yeah.
everything
You don't
about.
know.
So I'm
Me
not
neither.
gonna sit here and be like, I think they do and be wrong. I just, to be honest, not even sure.
But the thing is too, there's a few like of the recently released WWE superstars that I would love to see there. I don't want to like, say every one of those names, but like I would love to see Kalisto go over there. Maybe why am I drawing a blank? Maybe just a couple. Like Matt Cardona. Is he officially signed with Impact now,
I
or he
think he's
just appeared?
officially signed. To be
Is he?
honest, I'm not even sure though.
Because I don't know.
To
Because
be
I know he
honest, you can
appeared.
never be sure.
Yeah, I know. I don't know. I was gonna say him, but if he signed to Impact, then not him.
That's what
Um,
I'm saying. There's so many like
I mean, Sin Cara, the guy who played
unique.
Sin Cara, can go over
Oh
there.
yeah,
I don't know his new name now, but I know he can go over there. He's technically in wrestling internationally, so he can
yeah.
come over there and get drafted over there. Um, I would love to see. And I'm thinking of a lot of international guys right now, like thinking of the Primo and Epico going over there. I think they
Okay.
fit their style of wrestling. I'm thinking they're looking for like the people to come back and just wrestle again.
Yeah, I feel you.
That fits their style. And it's I don't know. There's a lot of people who I want to see. Them they said promising prospects, so that must mean that they're going young, obviously.
Oh, but there's a bunch of upcoming prospects. You know what I mean? They were so vague about it that it's like,
Yeah,
who are you talking about? You know what I mean? They're so
yeah,
like just
yeah,
not being straightforward with it. They're just like, oh yeah, we could draft anybody. All right,
yeah.
cool. Anybody? What does that even mean,
Who
homie? Like,
do you, let's do this. Like you give out three people, specifically young, promising, up and coming wrestlers that you may know of, that you would think will get more, who should get more time or a major wrestling deal like MLW to get drafted. And I'll do the same thing.
okay, do you want to go first or am I going first?
Let's go one and one. Like I go one, then you go the next one, then I'll back and forth kind of thing. Uh,
Okay,
so I guess I can kick it off.
kick it off, man.
So I'm thinking about the indies right now. The one I know you know this guy. He's been wrestling for it seems like it's from forever, but he's still young as hell. Jordan Oliver. I think
Yep.
he been with MLW before.
Yeah,
I think
isn't he
he's
signed with
been
them? I don't know if
uh
he signed with them, but I
yeah,
know
he's been
he's
champion over there. I think he's been champion over there. I think I may be wrong, or maybe they got
no,
somebody else.
you might actually be right. I don't think he was. I don't know if he's held a championship though, but I know he was always running around with Myron Reed, and the other man is slipping my mind right now the name, because they had that little group. They had the group.
Oh yeah. Um,
Man, hold on. I'm gonna tell you right now because I should be doing better at this with
same here, man.
MLW.
Jordan Oliver, MLW.
You know what it is? We learn it. We going on here with
Yeah.
y'all. Like we're following along. We're trying to figure out what's going on. Injustice.
Yes, Injustice.
So fucking stupid. I'm so fucking. I should
Why?
have known that. No, I should have known
Oh, you should have done it. Yeah.
that.
I mean that.
So
Yeah. So I would love to see him back as a single star because they were a tag
yes,
team, right? They were a tag team over
yeah.
there. So it'd be cool to like bring him back. Um, maybe feud with Myron Reed.
Yeah,
kind of
because
going.
right
That's
now, they just have straight up champions are staying. That's it.
yeah, yeah. I mean, the champions are staying, and the champions
But
are
everybody
permanent.
else is up in the air.
Yeah,
But I would say Jordan Oliver is a great one. I
yeah.
think Jordan Oliver is a good pick.
I mean, he's basically made a name for himself in the Indies since his last appearance in MLW. Like
Come
he's
on,
only, like I
yeah,
said, he's only like what else? It's like 20, young 20, early 20s.
early 20s.
Like somewhere around there. So I think it'd be cool to see him come back and just feud with like like Myron Reed for the title. Maybe have a
Yeah,
feud with it. That would be an interesting story, especially like for the first time they're going to TV, new content, new season. Why not? You know what I mean?
of course, yeah,
Yeah, so I have him as someone who could be a young, promising prospect that they claimed that they're drafting for MLW.
definitely. I think that would be a great pickup. I think they should keep him and
Yeah,
not let him slip away because he is, like you said, he's a great talent. He can go.
yeah,
He's fucking kills it in the ring every time I've seen a match from him, he's killing it.
yeah,
Like I haven't seen one like when you watch a match, you'd be like, oh, okay, they did
yeah. That
I
was
like
good.
it
Yeah,
was I haven't seen one that I wasn't impressed by.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
I'm trying to think who would be my first person. Uh, I'm trying to think. Damn, because you can go easy and you know who I like a lot. Daniel Garcia.
Yes. I
Daniel
was
Garcia
thinking
is
the same thing.
nice. And you know what it is right now? I'm gonna be straight up. This list might be biased to the East Coast. And do you
Yeah.
know why? Because I fucking watch each East Coast indie wrestling.
Yeah,
So it
really.
might be biased, but this is my picks.
Okay. Yeah,
This is why I
extend
love that MLW is doing stuff like this because then it could
open up more.
exactly expand my horizons and see who else is out there and what other promotions are out there. Because of course you have like the big promotions on the West Coast, and of course you have all the same big names that wrestle here on the East Coast, but you don't really know a lot about the smaller indie stores, not smaller indie stores, but the not so well known. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah. So
Because
I
who knows,
was
like, if somebody on the West Coast knows who the fuck Jordan Oliver is. You know what I mean?
yeah. I mean, I don't. I'm maybe not. I mean, like, I'm thinking
Unless
because
they
a lot.
watch MLW.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Let's say you've watched MLW, then maybe who? Because you, as if you're talking about the East Coast, you're wearing a new. What shirt are you wearing? I saw
What
New
happened?
York on the top of your shirt.
Oh, this is the Stone Cold when they came to
Exactly.
MSG.
Shout
It's
out to
all East
SummerSlam,
Coast,
who might be.
baby.
It's like shout out to SummerSlam, maybe coming back to MSG, and rumors has
MSG.
it.
Those tickets will rape people if
Yeah,
they go to
hell
MSG.
yeah, hell yeah. But oh, cause there's also people in, like as you said before, like AEW Dark Elevation, who we've seen over there, kind of like because a lot of those people are young over there who get exposure. Maybe that was at the gate for MLW,
Yeah,
to kind of like draft some of those guys. I know the main event, the tag team, the main event were over there a few times, got some exposure. I don't know the real names, but I know the tag team name is the main event.
yeah.
Um,
They're from
so
HOG.
yes, and Ken too. I mean, Ken also could be
Oh,
somebody. Who fucking knows?
Ken was number 2 on my list. I
Yeah,
think I think that dude. He is another one with Anthony Gangone. I don't know if you've heard of him.
yeah,
He started out in HOG and now he's doing his thing and making his rounds in the Indies. But those are two guys that I've gone to indie shows and I've watched them countless times, and I think they both deserve to be at least signed by a company because they both go out there and put on fucking great matches. And those are two other people that I've seen and been like, he hasn't had a bad match
yeah,
that I've seen. All the matches that I've seen them have, they're fucking killing it. Or if they're putting highlights on their page, they're fucking killing it, which is what a highlight's supposed to be.
yeah,
But personally, I haven't seen a match that I'm like, that was kind of fucking trash. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
I'll be straight
yeah,
up. I'm very
yeah,
straight up, especially about wrestling. But I haven't seen a match that I'm like, that was fucking trash. They both fucking put in work, and those were those are two other people I would put on that list from the indie scene, and of course, again, the New York bias and the East Coast bias. But those they fucking deserve it.
Exactly. I mean, he's also took a year off, didn't he?
Who?
Ken. He took a year
Well,
off prior.
because of the whole COVID thing.
Yeah, yeah. So he
Yeah,
hasn't. He took literally a whole year off and then
yeah,
came
but
back and still killing it.
yeah, like he like when there was still little shows happening like here and there, like in Jersey they were doing outdoor shows. He wasn't doing all the shows, so he really started, I think, at, I want to say, the beginning of this year, because they were still doing shows like in August, September. I think he kicked it off in February or January. Whenever he started, he hadn't have wrestled for a year. So,
And he's
and
still
he's
killing it.
still
Yeah, he's still fucking going.
he's fucking ridiculous. I'm telling you, him and Gangon, man, I don't know. They need to be signed.
They have to go somewhere, man. I mean, yeah, they've impressed me. A lot of like talks lately have been going around like MLW with working with NXT. Do you see that happening? Do you think that would be a cool or good idea for either company?
Um, I
Like,
don't think
what if
it.
what if like one of the draftees is a prize from like NXT? Maybe that starts off the like I guess feud. I guess you could say
I
the
mean, it would
storyline.
be cool. It would be cool if they did
Yeah,
that. I get nervous when people like every time I hear people bring up companies working with WWE. I get nervous
yeah,
because you know, oh man, never gonna look weak. We're never gonna take the L. You know what I mean? That's how I look
yeah,
at it. Unless you're helping build the guys that you haven't put on TV yet. You know what I mean? Like
yeah,
people that need some help building up, like a Leon Ruff, you know what I mean? Like wrestlers
yeah,
like that. That would be cool. And not kind of do the invasion angle, kind of do like, hey, we're trading talent, kind of.
yeah.
Kind of.
Yeah, that was the thing that worries me. Like, what if like someone from MLW goes over to NXT? Like, who would are they gonna like change their name? Are they gonna like not involve MLW? Just
Yeah.
have someone show up, not do a thing, maybe like just show their face, kind of advertise MLW saying they're starting on Vice TV soon because like they're the type of company to do that. They'll be like, oh, that you can have your guy come over to us, but don't bring your title, don't use your real name, just show
Yeah.
up. People would probably know who
I
you are.
yeah, I want to know like what kind of, because WWE did the kind of partnership with ECW back in the day where it was like, oh, we traded talent. It was like, I ECW doesn't really get a lot out of it. It was more of WWE getting new
Yeah,
superstars. You know what I mean? So,
yeah,
but they would kind of pay in ECW like to keep it
yeah,
afloat. But still, I don't really look at that as a partnership. I look at that as ownership. So I always say
yeah,
Vince owned ECW back in the day. Like he wasn't in charge of the writing and stuff, but he funded it. You know what I mean? He
yeah,
funded ECW. So hopefully it's not something like that. Hopefully it's something that benefits both of them.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah. I see. Uh, I kind of wanted it to not be an invasion angle, but I feel like that's the way to start it. They're gonna start it like, oh, we took one of your guys in the draft, happenly by mistake, and then now you got to take him back. He signed to us now, unless like they just like maybe after the draft they don't draft anybody, then just have someone come through from NXT to MLW to say, like, hey, now we just got off like a you got to get off TV now. Like we want our time to shine kind of thing
Yeah.
again. Even though
Yeah.
they're on different days, it's like we don't want any other company just taking our spotlight.
Yeah. I think the perfect way to do it is to have the storyline that WWE forgot to extend somebody's contract and their
Yeah,
contract had ended and they get drafted. You know what I mean? And that
yeah,
would
yeah,
create a whole, that is so many things you can do with that.
yeah,
There's so many things. You can have them. I don't even know. I'm trying to think like right now, Gargano, have him, maybe they forget to re-up his contract. He gets drafted by MLW. Now he goes to MLW. Boom.
yeah.
how did you let that happen? You could create a whole storyline over that. Now, does the way stay at NXT? Do they go to MLW with Gargano? You know what I mean? There's
They could do
so
that
much
with like
stuff.
they don't have to do it with Gargano because like if that wouldn't be like the most believable person because he is a champion right now.
Yeah,
So if
but
you
it makes you take that champion over there, and he's like, you know what? I
yeah
believe that I believe WWE just forgot. So you know what? For them, I'm gonna be a fighting champion. I'm gonna defend this belt every week in an open challenge.
yeah
So he eventually loses it one week. And then it's like, oh shoot. And then MLW kind of does the swerve. They play the heels in this, do the swerve. Oh, cool. You know what? You're fired. We didn't really need you. We just wanted your title. You know what I mean? Like, there's so much
yeah
creative stuff that they could do that we haven't seen before. Because we've always seen the invasion angles, but this would be something cool to try out something different. Who
yeah.
knows if it works? This is just you just try it out. You know what I mean?
I'd be invested in anything. Like
Yeah,
if someone just
definitely.
like maybe NXT are the heels, they the one that started over. Like I said, like maybe after the draft, they didn't take anybody from NXT, or it's like, oh, you want to go on TV too? Like we're gonna come over and take your shit. Like we're gonna be able all your champions. We took Evolve already. Mentioned those companies that they bought,
Yeah.
and then just like, hey, we could buy yours too. Like whatever. Then to start that angle. Maybe this leads to something at a takeover. Maybe at a takeover, they have a match with like a
Yeah.
champion versus champion type of thing, or
If
like 4-on-4, four of their new guys versus four of their old guys. Maybe they get some former WWE superstar. Maybe they get someone like Leo Rush that people know. Because I know Leo Rush isn't going to be affiliated with the Reign roster anytime soon. I know he was on NXT last, but they still have some relationship there.
but
And to be like, okay,
do they want to do that? You know what I mean? Would you
yeah,
want a guy that you fired pin a guy that you have under contract right now?
yeah,
That's why I
that,
always saw it as it's impossible for them to work with other companies because they're not going to want to acknowledge people that have left. That's why when people are like, "Oh yeah, they could work with Impact. Impact is open to working with WWE." WWE would never work with them. Why? Because half their roster have been on WWE and they've either got fired or released. You think they want Brian Myers pinning up? I'm trying to think like a Bobby Fish or Kyle O'Reilly
I
or
mean, like
having
that's the thing. Like maybe they don't go to NXT. Maybe they're just on. Maybe they have NXT guys go there instead and have new guys come in. So that
uh
way, technically, they were never in WWE till just now. And like
yeah, that's
maybe
true, but
like I know Sammy Callahan used to be on NXT, but that was years ago. People probably forgot about him. Maybe they could send him over and do something be for there with Impact.
no, yeah,
Maybe
people probably forgot about it, but do you want a guy that you had pinning a guy that you have now?
it, it's part of the storyline. Maybe you would have that type of thing. Maybe that
If I
adds
was
some stir to the. Maybe that stirs the pot a little bit. Maybe they take a title, like you said. Maybe someone takes a title from him or
if
somebody.
if I was WWE, I would lean into the fact that they're trying to kill the indies off, and I believe that for a fact. Every time somebody picks up steam, they'll just pick them up for no reason, even if they have nothing for them. They'll just we've talked about this before.
Yeah,
They'll just sign them because they got some hype, and then do nothing, and they're just sitting there in the performance center, fucking training and shit for nothing because WWE has nothing planned for them anyway. So
yeah,
they could really lean into that role that's like we're the indie killers. You know what I mean? Like
yeah, yeah,
we're and slowly um you could do something like that. People start migrating to NXT. Like let's say Jacob Jacob Fatu
Oh hell yeah,
relinquishes his belt. He
yeah,
relinquishes his belt and he's like, yo, I think I'm gonna retire and next week show up on NXT. And it's like, oh, they offered me more money. Somebody wins the belt again, they relinquish it 2 weeks later. I'm gonna retire. I'm injured or some shit. Show up on NXT the next week. And that's how you plant the seed slowly and slowly. You don't notice it till the second time it happens. Because the first time you're just gonna think That's
Oh,
why I
why
think
is
they
this guy
should have
retiring?
never mentioned that they're in talks with them. I hate that companies do that.
Yeah.
Like the surprise that Impact and AEW had, like it was kind of like you kind of felt they were working with each other when you saw Don Callis and
Yeah.
the Good Brothers over there.
Because
It
the
was
thing, the
like,
thing was that with that, like Don Callis showed up before he helped Kenny. So it was like, oh,
yes,
it was like the week before, 2 weeks prior, he was on. I was like, why the hell is he here?
yeah,
And
he did
then he came on again.
commentary.
It's like, oh, might be with Kenny because he's with Kenny, whatever.
Yeah, and he knows him from the past. Da da
Yeah.
da da. But it was cool because it was like, what the hell? And then he was like,
See you
if
on
you want to
Impact.
find
Yeah.
out, see you on Tuesday.
Yeah.
Well, we're on Wednesdays. I'll see you on Impact on Access. And it was just boom, fade to black. I hate that it got out that WWE is in talks with MLW, so that when you do see something, you're gonna be like, oh, this is just planting the seeds. But this, like, if they never had said nothing, and Jacob Fatu was just like, yo, here's the belt, I'm out, and he shows up on NXT, or Myron Reed, yo, here's the belt, I'm out. I think I need to take a take a break from wrestling. Next week he responds to like maybe Kushida has an open challenge for the
Yeah.
belt, and he shows up as like timeout. Wait, what? And then Fatu debuts the week after, and it's like timeout. Yo, what's happening? And
Yeah.
then you slowly plant the seeds, and then it's like,
Yeah.
yo, we're taking your guys, and then maybe you send MLW some guys, and they're like, yo, you just let contracts expire. You're too worried about grabbing new talent.
Like you
You
trade, like,
send them fire ass people. You send them Adam Cole. You know what I mean? You
yeah.
send them maybe, I'm trying to think right now. You send them Escobar. You send them a couple tag teams. Yo, you're so worried about signing new talent, you're letting your old talent slip away.
Yeah.
And then that's when you get the partnership.
Yeah.
And then it's like, oh, and then you get a storyline between there. It's,
Like there's
I
still
think,
NXT. Like they go back and forth. NXT, MLW, NXT,
yeah,
MLW, and even started off with like sending over some new guys. Maybe they send over some. Maybe they start drafting people who we've never seen on NXT before who are signed with them,
yep.
and like that's kind of like planting in. Then like after the draft, he started to realize like, wait, this guy was signed to NXT, wasn't he? Like not like the like the most popular recently
Now
signees that I would say like
Oh, the recent signings. I thought you meant like
not
big
not not
stars.
not not the big stars though, because then that'll give the hint like, oh, but he was signed with NXT. Like keep it low key, like some draft somebody
No,
who's
at
like
first, but
not
I
big
would
yet.
definitely send big names there after, because, but you also build up to it. Like you show a backstage segment with William Regal, Triple H, and Fatu talking, and Cole comes, yo, can I talk to you real quick? Oh, we'll talk tomorrow. Just call me. Just call me. And then they walk away. You just see Adam Cole like, all right. And then you wait a couple weeks. He pops up on MLW. It's like, yo, my contract expired. And then you get that whole thing. I tried to tell you. We tried to talk. I
Yeah,
tried to, and then you just gotta plant the seed slowly. You don't just like, oh, they got Adam Cole. Wow, you plant the seeds. Yo, can I talk to you real quick? Yo, like, I think my contract, and you even maybe you don't even say it, or maybe you do. Yo, my contract's kind of coming up, and you kind of hint at it, and then people are
yeah,
like, oh, this is where they're going with this.
yeah,
You know what I mean? And then not only do you have Fatu come in and it helps build him up, like eventually everybody's gonna go back to their own brands. This is just to help people because
yeah, yeah,
they're bringing Fatu in to see how he does with the guys in NXT. You put him against Finn, Cross,
yeah.
O'Reilly. You know what I mean? You
This could
see
be like a
how a kind of like a tryout. Like down the
yeah,
line, this is what's gonna happen. But for right now, this is just to give you experience.
yeah,
And
like
now when you go back to MLW, take that experience with you. And now that also helps MLW because let's say like Escobar, Adam Cole, Austin Theory go over there, you're
yeah,
now helping that talent improve also
yeah,
because now you're getting in the ring with guys that um, have been wrestling for years, yeah, but they don't have the experience that you do, and also you could pass down knowledge. So this is helpful on both ends.
Yeah,
And
because I was
then
thinking like maybe like along the line, like maybe they had like one match at like a upcoming takeover, like a not even like a big match, not like a an MLW versus NXT type thing. Maybe had like someone challenges him to a championship. Maybe Gargano challenges one of their guys. Like, yo, send over one of your guys. Just I'll put my title on the line for takeover,
yeah,
and then that's it. And then maybe it's not like a like what Impact and AEW do now, where it's like it's still going on. Maybe to do one match like that, do something like what you said, would send someone over to MLW, vice versa.
yeah,
Have
I
that
think it
be like a
would
small
be
for storyline, and then maybe like they stop. They that's kind of like the starting point. Like, hey, look, we're partnering up right now. Maybe along the line, I'm just thinking about of this as we're going along. Like maybe in a couple months from now at War Games, they have a 4-on-4 match. Like, okay, now this is getting out of hand. We're helping you. Now you're like just all up in our business right now. Maybe they
yeah.
have 4 guys from NXT versus 4 guys from MLW in a War Games match.
No, yeah, I think that
And
would be
maybe that
dope.
ends up.
But I just think they need to do something different. They can't do the same thing every invasion
Yeah.
does. Like it's cool seeing the titles versus titles, like you said, but
Yeah.
like I feel every invasion involves that.
Yeah.
Like the like severe Survivor Series is the Raw champion versus the SmackDown champion, and
Yeah.
we're gonna see who has bragging rights. I feel like they need to do something outside the box. And I think
Yeah.
since they're doing it with NXT and the NXT writers, hopefully it would help. They could think outside the box and be like, okay, let's try something that's never been done before.
Yeah.
That's where I come in with the trading and the contracts expiring and all that other stuff. I think that would be dope. But I think it would be MLW after this draft is gonna be insane. Like who they pick up, like to see who they pick up and who they sign is gonna be interesting. But also it's gonna, like we talked about earlier, expand your horizons because you're not even they're gonna sign people that you're gonna be like, who's this? Or
Yeah.
I didn't even think of him. I forgot
Yeah.
about him. Because also you gotta think COVID's kind of put everybody like click the fucking brake, like push
Yeah.
that shit, the brake. So like a lot of people have it, like now it's starting to pick up that indie wrestling is happening again and slowly like because for a time it was like, oh, we're gonna be in Jersey outdoors. We're in a random ass backyard going
Yeah.
live on Facebook. Like it was just weird shit. So like
Yeah.
to be honest, you not that you forget about the guys that you used to see when you would go to indie shows a lot,
Yeah.
but you're just not thinking of them because you haven't seen them. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like I forgot, not that I forgot about him, but he slipped my mind Broadway until he showed up again and he started doing indie shows and he started posting again on his wrestling stuff. I was like, oh shit, yeah, I forgot about this. Yeah,
Yeah.
this dude is fucking sick. You know what I mean? Like, so it's gonna be interesting who they sign, where they sign people from.
Yeah.
Do
Like
they are
if
they
they
also
steal
signing?
somebody.
Yeah, are they also signing factions? You know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
in the Indies, there's a lot of factions, which a big thing is factions. I don't know
Yeah.
why in the indie scene. I think it's because I don't know if it's the company's idea. I don't know if it's the wrestler's idea. I'm gonna guess it's the wrestler's idea, right?
Yeah.
Would you
I
say?
assume I assume
And I
that.
would think that a lot of the factions happen right now. Like I'm just talking out my ass right now. I don't know this for a fact, but I'm gonna say a lot of people have factions in indie wrestling today because a lot of the wrestlers that are wrestling are around our age, right?
Yeah.
And growing up, what was the cool thing? NWO, um, DX. There was all these factions around. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? The Nation Domination. And then in the early 2000s, we had Evolution. That's why we don't see big groups anymore because
Yeah.
Evolution was like the top. Evolution, Fortune, stuff like that. So it's not like we don't see big groups. We always see like a group of 3 or 4 people, which I think is dope for wrestling. But you could tell like when they were watching wrestling, what what
Yeah.
inspirations they took from.
Yeah, basically what their character or gimmick is now is basically what they grew up on, basically.
Yeah, like
Like there's always that somebody who got their character based off of someone they watched growing up in a
yeah,
way.
definitely, definitely. Another guy I'm big on that I think is really nice in the ring. And he has like a dope character, but also their faction. So the faction is cool as hell too. I don't know if I'm saying this right. 44-0?
For yeah, I was saying the exact same thing, man. 44
440.
440, yeah.
Yeah. The guy Atticus. That dude's sick. That dude, he be killing it. I like him. I think that's one of the guys MLW should look for. I
Yeah.
think that's definitely a guy that should be drafted. And who knows? Like I said, are they drafting factions? Because that I think that group right there is interesting. Like they do a lot of like cool things that are happening. Like they took over the spring break,
Yeah.
the
That's their
Janelle
thing. They
spring
take over
break.
shit. I mean,
Yeah, it's like
that's
a
the thing.
cool
They
thing.
maybe
I go, yeah.
so I was like maybe like they don't get drafted and then maybe they just show up as a signee, like kind of like, oh, why weren't we drafted? Why the fuck weren't we
Yeah.
on? Like we should have been drafted. Maybe that's how they start up like the new feud from there.
No,
I don't
yeah.
know.
Yo, there's so many things they can do
So
with
many
this
things.
draft,
And
bro.
they even said, as I read the description before, it's like they're doing international people. They partner with Dragon Gate and AAA. So that maybe they can get people from Japan and Mexico. Who knows where they're gonna get people from?
You know who's
Speaking
a
of
big
speak,
name?
who?
Oh,
No,
what were
you
you gonna
go.
say?
What are you gonna say, man? No, I was
I
gonna
was gonna
say.
say a big name that is on the market right now. That my guy doesn't have a 90-day
Oh,
clause,
yep,
no
yep,
compete clause.
yeah.
Who knows where
Who
he's gonna show
knows?
up?
Who
To
knows?
be honest, he fits in. He fits
Yeah,
in with the MLW style. So you never know, bro. My son El Idolo. So
Andrade,
never
Andrade.
know.
Yeah,
Never
you never
know.
know, never know.
But
I
that would
mean,
be
he
sick.
did challenge Kenny Omega. I was gonna bring that up. He did challenge Kenny Omega to the
Yes.
AAA Mega World Championship.
Which is gonna be
In
insane.
fucking sane,
It's
in
gonna
fucking
be
sane.
insane. That guy, bro, now that
When
he's
when is
out
Triple
there,
Mania? When is Triple Mania?
I think it's
The when
usually in August.
in August? Okay,
Let me double
that
check.
that would be a long build up. That's a long build up.
Because I know they did it in MSG once. Hold on, let me just double check for you right
Check
now.
this year's.
Yeah, it's in August each year because I remember I want to say it was Triple Mania they did in MSG with that these guys were there. LAX.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was called Lucha Invades NY, and it was under the Triple Mania. They did it in the Hulu theater, like
Okay.
the theater in MSG.
Yeah, yeah,
But yeah, you said to look up this year's. Let me see.
yeah.
Do
Because
they
it
have the
may.
card built out? Like,
I had no idea. I tried looking it up when Andrade challenged Omega, but like I haven't really seen anything from that. So maybe they may plan on doing it sooner this year.
yeah, I
Um,
know. This year they just did one. Like they did it
that was
not in
Omega versus Laredo Kid, right?
what happened?
That was Omega versus Laredo Kid. That was that match.
Yes, yeah, it happened in
Yeah.
December. They moved it because of the COVID
Oh, I
restrictions.
mean, yeah. I mean, so I'm not assuming this year. I'm assuming that this year is probably not going to be early or anytime soon. Probably in
No, yeah,
August to keep it like
this year
farther
I'm
away.
thinking August.
Yeah,
This year I'm
yeah,
thinking August because that's usually when it is.
yeah,
Like it wasn't like August is the place, but you never know with the whole COVID thing. So,
yeah.
but that's just my guess. So that match is gonna be insane, bro.
That is
Because
that is.
come on, come
I
on.
mean, I'm expecting it to come out during Double or Nothing because since that's AEW's big pay per view, they're trying to hype up that match for AAA. So might as well start it out because he's got like no offense to Orange Cassidy, but that's one of his challengers. I would have better off seen Pac versus Omega 1-on-1 than a triple threat. It may be great. I'm expecting it to be a great match, yes, but I think Orange Cassidy didn't need to be in it. Rant. Go ahead, rant. I know you're gonna rant.
Are you ready for this?
Yes, go ahead. I am ready.
I'm not Orange Cassidy ain't it. I'm not a big fan of the guy. It's cool. His style's unique and all. I don't think he needs to be in the title picture. I like the guy. I don't think he should be there. Pac and Omega is the match I want to see. I
Yeah.
would think it's the match everyone wants to see.
Hell yeah.
Them throwing Cassidy in there, I think, is a cop out so that Pac doesn't get pinned. I think Cassidy right now is the Daniel Bryan of the situation where they just threw him in there.
Yeah.
But not a big Orange Cassidy fan. Like I like the guy, but being in the title picture, I don't think is the way to go with him. I think there's other people you can put in that situation. Also another rant, Darby Allin. I he's cool and all. People loved his title reign. I couldn't fucking care less about it. I'll be straight up. Again, like the guy in the ring, I don't think he should have held that belt that long. Happy it's over. Happy it's over because the big boys came to play now, as we saw at the end last night. But I just needed to get that off my chest.
Yeah,
that's
no,
why
because
I had to just let you know.
Yeah, because like they had that whole long feud with Team Taz. That was way too long. They should have at least put a title match at Revolution instead of
it's just.
So it should have been over way before.
Yeah, like I like him. He's good in the ring.
Yeah.
I just don't. I don't know. I don't get it. Maybe I don't understand it. Maybe he'll grow on me.
Yeah, I think he grew on me last year when he won it, but then like I'm glad he lost it.
No, yeah, I think Miro was a good core. He's kind of Darby Allin. You know who he reminds me of? He reminds me of Humberto. I couldn't fucking care less about Humberto. Yeah. Good in the ring. Respect his ring work. He does his thing. We talked about this. Sheamus and Humberto, you couldn't put two guys together that I couldn't care less about.
Couldn't not give one shit.
But yeah, Darby Allin and Orange Cassidy, So give me an early prediction then. Omega, Cassidy, and
Omega.
You think?
Yeah, I think they're not gonna make him lose it.
I don't think
they're gonna make him lose it. They literally just started the collector thing. They're gonna make him lose it right away. Yeah. If anything, they might make him lose the AAA championship first before the AEW one.
I think he will. I think Andrade is the guy to take it off.
Yeah, especially because I don't think anybody else would fit. I mean, he's now I think the biggest star over there now. I'm assuming so because I don't really follow AAA that much anymore, so I don't really know who's there. Maybe they can take like drafting MLW drafting someone from over there can help. Maybe drafting Andrade. Maybe he wins the AAA championship and brings it over to MLW to kind of advertise their company. Yeah. So maybe that's what they're planning on doing. You know, maybe he has like maybe he ends up winning the MLW belt, then he has both belts, and then he advertises both. Or like he could just start out by going to AAA with the MLW belt, kind of advertising their thing now, because like so just him just bringing over the belt. Because Kenny Omega brings some once in a while over the AAA belt, as you saw last night in AEW. Moxley brought over the IWGP United States Championship over, kind of promoting that New Japan match they had. Yeah. So maybe I don't think they would mind having him win over the MLW Championship, then going over to AAA, do his thing over there.
Now, AAA is interesting also because I don't know. Do they sign the guys to a contract? Are they kind of like an indie company where they're just like...
I don't know. I don't really follow them that well enough to know that. Yeah. I assume so because they have a roster. They have a legit roster.
That is true. Like I watched the last Triple Mania. Like I saw the replay of it. I know Leo Rush was on the card. Brian Cage was on the card.
That was this past December?
December, yeah. Phoenix and Pentagon won the tag titles.
Are they still tag titles?
I would think. I don't know. That was the last show I saw from them. Oh. So I'm not sure. But that's what I'm saying. They got like an interesting situation. Like, do they have a partnership with AEW? Or do they just not have the guys sign? Do they have them sign? I would love to know that. I just don't understand. There's so many things right now in wrestling that I don't understand,
Yeah.
but interest me, like the contracts. You know what I mean? Like the only people we know that have guaranteed you are working for this company contracts is WWE.
Yeah. Because everyone else is like, oh, you wrestle for us, but you're not on contract. Like Thunder Rosa, I thought she's been signed, but she's not. She's still
Is
with
she even signed
NWA.
to Is she signed to NWA
I
though?
don't know. I
I
don't
couldn't
know.
tell you.
She
Like I
can she
couldn't.
can maybe she can get drafted by MLW, and then maybe she just does her thing over there for a while. I think she's
Yo,
had her time in AEW. Even though I would love to see her as champion, then they're gonna wait a bit because I think she's had her time there and
yeah.
excelled
Um,
in that division.
you know who's killing it in AEW? I know we were supposed to be talking about MLW, but you know who's killing it right now? Britt Baker.
Hell yeah,
I
hell yeah,
think she's incredible. I think
hell yeah,
if they don't put that belt on her, leave because wow.
yeah. I mean, like a little bit off topic, and but like that's what gets me tight. Like on like thinking about that. If she doesn't win, that's what gets me tight about their women's division.
Oh my god, their
Like
women's division.
like I don't know why, but I someone I don't know who and I don't know where I saw this from, but like it's true if you think about it. Kenny Omega has a huge Japanese fetish. Every single person that he's brought over to AEW from Japan. Like
Yeah, well, that's where he spent most of his career.
I know, but like
I know what you mean.
no one knows who they are. And I get it. He's trying to get them a bigger name. I get it. But not right now, man. You don't need to do that right now. Like you need a like an established division instead of worrying about building up these 5 Japanese women that you bring over. And
Yeah,
it's like get like, sign secure Thunder Rosa, secure all these other free agents first, and then maybe worry about those people because it's getting
yeah,
annoying. Like no offense to Sheeta, but like she's been a great champ, but her time has been done for a while. I
yeah,
think it's been a year since she's held the title. And I think it's
yeah.
she should have lost it by now. She's like
It,
she doesn't win this on whatever double nothing is like then like what's the point? Like, it's
bro, her whole run has been just like
started off well, not gonna lie, it started off well,
no.
but
It
lately
started
it's
off.
been like where has she been? Like I haven't seen her in months.
Yeah, the last match that she defended the belt that I saw, I'm not sure if she's had one since, was against Tay Conti,
Yeah, I
and
mean that was
I think she should have lost.
yeah
I think she should have lost. That was such a great match, and you can tell people were tired of her being champion by the way they were reacting to Conti almost winning. It was the same way when I saw when it was the Bucks versus Santana Ortiz, and Santana Ortiz were the heels, and people were going nuts, and then it deflated once the Bucks pinned them. It was like, I I
yeah
feel she's her time has been done.
yeah
I think she should have lost it to Conti, Thunder
hell yeah
Rosa, Britt Baker. There's so many people that could have taken that off of her. Her and her fucking cow boots. But I don't know, man. If Britt if Baker doesn't win, man, I don't know what to tell you about that women's division.
yeah.
I
Like
don't.
I don't know what they're trying to do with that. I think they're just as confused as we are with the division. I think they're lost too. Like there's no way they're thinking. Like no offense to Sheeta, but like there's no way they're gonna think that she's gonna be the
Because
face of the division.
yeah, because like, come on. And
Because
then
it's
their
like
last
the thing is
champion,
like I'm pretty sure if she doesn't win it, if Baker doesn't win it on Double or Nothing, we're probably gonna see like either a Japanese wrestler or Nyla Rose going after it again for like the 30th time. Because I feel like most of her title reign was either against a Japanese star or Nyla Rose.
yeah.
We haven't seen much other than those two. Pretty
No,
much
because
most of her title reign.
Rio was the first winner,
Yeah,
and then she lost it to Nyla Rose in like it
early
was
29.
right before the pandemic happened. Like
Yeah,
I want to say late February, like right
yeah,
before it happened, and then Rose lost it at Double or Nothing. That was
yeah,
Cheetah, and then she's been holding that. she about to hold it for a whole year. I think
Yeah.
it's time. I think it's been time, homie. Like,
It's been time.
yeah, it's just that women's division. But also, we gotta think like when people were mad about blood and guts and how we saw them talking to each other. We saw Jericho smile. It was like, yeah, you gotta look at it with the view of this is a company at its infancy. You know what I mean? Like this is
Yeah.
still a brand new company. WWE doesn't make those mistakes. Why? Because they've been doing this for so long. There's gonna be mistakes here and there. We gotta just learn to live with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So them trying to figure out the women's division, I look at that too as hopefully they'll figure it out down the line, and
Yeah.
then we'll get to tell people when AW starts popping off and becomes right there. I think they'll get there with WWE. They
Yeah.
won't ever beat WWE because WWE is just too powerful. But I'll be able to tell people, hey, I was there at the beginning when the fucking women's division was trash.
Yeah.
When a
Yeah.
lot of the division was trash.
Yeah.
But yeah, we just gotta look at it that way. That they're still trying to figure it out. Same way that when we were watching NXT at the beginning, and they were killing it, but they were still trying to figure things out. Like you
Yeah.
can see, you know what I mean. So we just gotta be patient, but doesn't give them the excuse with this women's division.
You know who gets me tight in AEW?
Cool. Let's talk about it.
Lance Archer. They have no fucking clue what they're doing with him.
He
Literally
has
no
so
idea.
much potential, man. He has so
They
much
have no idea. I
potential.
swear to God, like they're just having him come out during the main event for no reason.
Yeah.
He's been part of the Moxley Omega Kingston feud. He's been
He
tag teaming
he
with
should have
them. Now
he
he's
should have
been
been champion.
now he's a part of this Darby Allin, Scorpio Sky, and Ethan Page thing for no reason. They're just telling him go out there and attack somebody. I feel like that's what they're telling him to do
Yeah.
because that's what he's been doing
Because
literally every single week during the main event.
I don't know how he's not in the title picture yet, bro. Like
He
he
probably will
should.
be. He probably will be at Double or Nothing for the TNT Championship.
Nah, he
But
needs to be at the world. He should probably be the one that takes it off of Kenny. I'm tired of the Omega and Moxley matchup.
yeah,
Tired of it. Give somebody else a shot. And I think Archer is the guy.
yeah,
What I think is they don't know who would take it off of him.
they can do something. They can do something. People
Yeah,
I don't think.
they
I
gotta
don't think.
figure it out.
Yeah, because like I know like a lot of people think like because back when WWE first started pushing Braun Strowman, people were like speculating like, oh, who's gonna take the guy who the title of the Braun Strowman, the Monster Among Men, blah blah blah. There could be somebody to take it off him. There are ways to do that.
The way
There's
that
literally
they,
ways to get things
the
come up
way
with
that
it
they fucking killed his character,
because they waited too
fucking
long. They waited too long to
yo,
give him a championship.
the way they built up his character and the way that he is, fucking Bobby Fish could come into the main roster and take the title off of him because they built him up so big, and then the fall has been so quickly.
Yeah,
The fall, bro, he was getting bullied by Shane McMahon on TV
yeah, yeah.
every week for a
Every,
month.
don't understand that.
They know
Like
how to
that's
kill. They know how to kill shit. That's why.
because they waited too long. I mean,
And
I'm
then
not saying that the AEW is killing Lance Archer, but like I feel like they have no idea what they're doing because they're basically telling them to do the same thing every week
yeah,
and just go out
because
there and beat people up during a big brawl.
what happens is there's nobody that matches up to him. You know what I
They
mean? At
could. I mean, they
least,
can give somebody a shot. I think Miro can
yeah,
be the one. Maybe Miro goes for the TNT
yeah.
championship.
And I think they match up really good. So I
Yeah,
think that's gonna work out.
yeah,
But it's just finding somebody that matches up with him.
yeah.
I'm just
Last
happy the
question.
belt's off Allen.
Yeah, me too, man. Last question. Do you see MLW partnering with AEW at all either? If it's not NXT?
With AEW, easily, I could see that happening. Especially that if you put on uh MLW on Vice, you're basically kind of watching half the roster of AEW on it.
Yeah.
So they have that relationship. You know what I mean? They have the relationship. Like this week that I was watching, it was Jacob Fatu versus Brian Pillman Jr. for the title, which happened like in
Yes.
2018, 2019. Um, And then earlier in that, they showed a promo by MJF. You know what I mean? So they got
Yeah.
guys there that have history with MLW that I could see them working with each other. I don't know if
Yeah.
they would directly work with them, but they could definitely use each other's talent. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like I could see that happening. I don't know if they'll do the whole like Impact AEW kind of thing, but I could definitely see like um Brian Pillman going over there having a match, or like the Lucha Bros, or you know what I mean, and
Yeah.
vice versa, like Myron Reed coming over and having a match here and there. Um, I think it would be dope, and I think that's another one that they could add to Kenny's title collector.
Yeah,
But
because
this
that's
one's
the thing
this
too.
one.
Like with some indie companies other than AEW, NXT, WWE, sometimes they have their champions hold the belt for like a long ass time.
Mhm.
Like I think he's held it for 2 years already,
Yeah,
almost, and Fatu. So
but
it's
they
like,
built him up so much and so powerful that it's believable.
yeah,
You know what I mean? It's like there's certain guys that hold it that you're like, okay, like
yeah,
this guy still has the fucking belt. You know what I mean? Like that's how I felt with Darby Allin. No like hate on him, but that's how
yeah,
I felt. It was like you have all these guys on this roster, and this guy is the guy you still have holding your fucking belt. Like, are you serious?
yeah.
Like, not that he shouldn't hold it in the first place, but he held it for a while,
Hell yeah,
and he beat Cody for it. That's a big up right there. Like, at least I guess they did it the right way. They got the bigger guy to like bully him and take the belt off of him.
yeah,
But there's so many people, so if you do it right, it would work. That's
yeah,
why like the Jericho one worked. Like even though he had it for a while, it worked because they built the inner circle up so much that they weren't gonna let you take the title off of him.
yeah. I mean, like
So
for Darby Allen, they it was cool at first for a while, but then they kept it on for too long, and I think they
yeah,
should just worry about trying to build him up back up again
and
after
then they
this
gave him
title.
Sting, and it was like,
It was cool at first, but
okay,
like,
yeah, it was
yeah,
cool. And then by like the fifth time he came out with him, I was like, all right,
yeah,
with the fucking snow, I was like,
yeah,
I guess.
yeah.
I
I
guess if
guess.
you want to spend all that money on fucking fake snow in Jacksonville, Florida, go ahead. Waste your
Yeah,
budget on it.
yeah,
I wonder, like, I've always wondered that. I've always wanted to go to a company and be like, what's the stupidest thing you have on your budget that you spend a bunch of money on? Like,
yeah,
that would have to be one of the top, the fake snow.
yeah. Like y'all in Florida, it doesn't snow, like barely snow. It
Yeah,
doesn't
like
snow at all.
I would love to know like what WWE has on, because I know when they get like celebrities and stuff, they have to ask for stupid shit.
Yeah,
Oh, I want this many bottles of water and this kind of candy that only comes from here. I would love to know what was the stupidest thing that was expensive as hell but made no sense to your budget.
yeah,
Like imagine you're going through the finances for AEW and you're like, okay, fake snow.
yeah.
You spent fucking what? Fifty
How much?
thousand dollars on fake snow?
And it's not even snowing in Jacksonville,
I
Florida.
Yeah, like,
Like
oh, the guy
where is it
only
still
comes
coming from?
out. It's like, oh, the guy only comes out for 20 seconds each week, but you throw the snow every week. Okay, then. Like, I would love to know what companies spend stupid money on that just make no sense.
Yeah,
That has to be top fake snow for fucking Sting. Where
yeah.
did the snow even come from?
I
Who
don't
even
know who
had
came
that
up with that. Yeah,
concept?
who came up with that idea?
Like, I
It definitely
understand
wasn't
it.
Sting. It definitely wasn't Sting. Someone
Like,
wants
I
to tell him like,
understand.
"Hey, you're coming
Yeah.
out the fake snow." Like, why?
Like
In
I understand
Florida, really?
because he came out with the winter is coming, right? That
Yeah.
episode.
Okay. Yeah, but
It
still, like,
was
why would
cool
you?
for that episode because winter's coming. Oh, fake snow. Oh, okay,
Winter is here.
cool. And then it was like next week, Sting is coming. Oh, nice. The music hits. Oh, fucking
Snow.
snow again. Cool. The third week. Oh, nice. Fourth week. You're still doing it? Cool. Fifth week. Okay, I don't know if you need to do it every time he fucking comes out, homie. Like it's just
Yeah.
like I would just love to know.
Yeah. Me too,
It's
man.
interesting stuff like that that like I would love to go to indie promoter and go, yo, What have you ever like spent money on that was just a stupid ass idea? Like even the
They probably have a list for you for that. They probably have a list.
facts. I gotta ask some people that I know.
Yeah.
Let's see what's their
Yeah.
answers.
Yeah, I want to know too, man. I want to know too. Yeah, but guess we can wrap it up there.
Yeah, we went all
MLW.
around. We went all around the place, but we got to the subject.
We got to the topic exactly.
video.
MLW talk. Who they partnered up with this. So you guys, the people who listening to this type of subscribers, comment down below who you think might get drafted in the MLW draft next week, starting next week. Great topic conversation to have in the comment section. Just comment down in the comments below. Make sure you like this episode on YouTube or wherever you're listening to this from. I am Nick, your host. With me is Joel, is my co-host Joel. It's been episode number 35 of the Ring Fanatics Podcast, and we'll see you guys next time.
Catch you.